everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel, Traveling Gun. My name is Thomas. I'm a regional flight attendant. I've already started the vlog. I'm here in Raleigh. Tonight is going on a little bit after 10 o'clock. Today's flights were very uneventful. This is the beginning of a 4-day, and I was off for a couple of days, but just wanted to start the vlog off a little bit differently. But our flight from Newark, let me tell you about this. So I went from Atlanta to Cincinnati to Newark, then Newark to here to Raleigh, Durham. Had a 2-hour sit. Newark, the gate agent, when we were doing our brief, he said we just had 5 wheelchairs. What he should have said is we had 5 wheelchairs plus an owl chair. Basically, one of the wheelchairs was an owl chair. And I wouldn't have told him to board at 30 prior. I would have told him to board at least 40. Because I don't mind boarding there early, especially if we have an owl chair, because that's going to take a lot longer, and that way we won't be delayed. But we were late closing by like 2 minutes, but not a big deal. This trip is a late trip, meaning it starts late and it ends late. So I end late on go home day at 11 o'clock at night back in Atlanta, and y'all know I don't like that. There was nothing to swap it out for, and so I just got to work it. Sometimes it works in my favor, sometimes it doesn't. Like I said, I usually bid to not get off after 3 o'clock. Sometimes they give it to me, sometimes they don't. 5 years I've been here, and this is my schedule sometimes. But other than that, I'm finna get ready and go downstairs, do about a 45-minute workout, get up tomorrow morning for breakfast. I have a 9 o'clock van, so I'll see you guys tomorrow for day 2. Good morning, everybody. This is day 2 of 4. Today is 4-leg day, another long duty day. Report time is at 9:25. I don't end until probably about close to 9:30 tonight. I go from Raleigh to JFK, sit in JFK for like an hour, JFK to Charleston, back to JFK, and JFK to Raleigh, Durham, back here tonight. So it's gonna be a pretty long day. I got up, ate breakfast, slept really well last night, and hopefully we're going through New York. Hopefully there's no delays. And we all know how that happens and what has been happening to me the past few trips going in and out of New York. But hopefully it goes smooth. It's going towards, what is it, 1 more week until we at the end of August. So that means everybody is starting to go back to school, and the flights are going to start to die down a little bit for a couple of months. So we'll get a little break from, all the passengers flying until the holiday season comes around again. But I'm finna get ready to go downstairs. I'll see you guys once I get back here to Raleigh tonight. Hello everybody, I finally made it back here to Raleigh. Today was a very long day, just getting up, basically almost like 11 hours overnight last night, and then a 12.5-hour duty day today. It just seemed like the day dragged on forever, ever. But nothing actually happened on these flights. Today's flights were very uneventful, just, again, a long day. Tomorrow, I wake up a little bit later. I have a 10:35 van. I am sleepy. I'm not going to go work out. I'm going to get up in the morning to go work out, and I'm going to just take a shower and get ready and get into bed. I have the worst luck with uniforms. So on my vest, 2 of my buttons came off because they got caught on the galley, and I can only find 1 button. So now I have to buy another vest. I bought another pair of pants, but the hem started to come unraveled on its own. So I have to take that back to a tailor to get that one re-hemmed and kind of fitted a little bit because it came a little bit bigger. So I just have the worst luck with uniforms lately, because even my last uniforms, the blue ones, everything was just either not the right color or they were ripping real easily. So I just have the worst luck. But I'm gonna sew this 1 button on tonight, and I have my polo that I'm gonna wear probably for the next 2 days, because it's just not gonna look right with just the 1 button missing. And I have the extra button at home somewhere. I have to find it to sew it on to my vest. So I'll see you guys tomorrow for day 3. Good morning, everybody. Today is day 3 of 4. I have a long day, another long day. I go from Raleigh to Newark, Newark to Cincinnati, Cincinnati to LaGuardia, LaGuardia to Rochester. So, and I'm done by 10 o'clock tonight. And got up this morning, worked out, ate breakfast. And when I sat down to eat breakfast, right next to me was actor Rob Morgan. And most of you might know Rob Morgan from Stranger Things. I know him from the photography and also more recently the HBO show Winning Time with the Lakers. He plays Magic Johnson's father. And he's here for their family reunion. We sat down, we talked, because he was sitting next to me. And we just talked, just regular stuff. And, he was eating with his mom or whatever. And I just be respectful of celebrities in that time or whatever, do things like that. But I slept really well last night. I think I got about 7 hours of sleep last night before I got up, so I feel well rested. But we all know as time goes, you're going to start getting wore down. And by the time 10 o'clock hits, I'm probably going to be back sleepy again, but that's natural. But other than that, I'm finna get ready to go downstairs for this van, and I'll see you guys once I get to Rochester tonight. Good evening, everyone. I made it here to Rochester. It is 11:45 this evening. Today's flights were somewhat eventful. We went from Raleigh to Newark, no problem. Then Newark to Cincinnati, we had like an hour or something sit, but our plane was delayed coming from New York to get to Cincinnati. Then they ended up swapping us because there was another flight that was delayed because of maintenance. So they gave our plane that was coming in to the flight that was in maintenance delay and gave us another one that came in a little bit later. And when we get on that plane, no APU, so it's really, really hot. And I'm a firm believer that no APU on aircraft should be illegal in the summertime because it gets way too hot on there. So they hooked up the ground air, but the only problem with that is the ground air was blowing out hot air. So the cabin got up to 100 degrees. So we had to delay further so we can actually cool down the plane before we can get passengers on there, because I think for the pilots it can't go above 33 degrees Celsius, which I don't know what that is off top, but that's still hot in my opinion with a full plane and no blowing air. But that's just my opinion. But that's the legal what's in their book of when we can and cannot board is if it's above 33 degrees Celsius. But other than that, that's pretty much really everything that happened. But that APU during the summertime when it's already 89 degrees outside, that's atrocious. Tomorrow's another late van. Hopefully tomorrow the plan is to get into Detroit a little bit earlier to try to catch the flight before our deadhead, because contractually they can't schedule us a deadhead within 45 minutes of a flight. And we land 40 minutes prior to the flight that's supposed to go out before our flight. And I don't want to sit in Detroit for 2 hours tomorrow. So we're going to hope we can leave early from Grand Rapids to Detroit. And that way we can get in a little bit earlier and try to make that flight. So I'll see you guys tomorrow for go home day. Hello everybody, I have already started my day today. I forgot to get to you all this morning because I didn't do enough time management. I'm here in Detroit. Turned from a 2-hour sit to a 3.5-hour sit because my flight to Grand Rapids is delayed. So there's no hope of us making that earlier flight from Detroit to Atlanta. So I guess I'm gonna get home late tonight. So right now all I have is a Grand Rapids turn, and then I have to sit for 2.5 hours for my deadhead back to Atlanta tonight at 9. So I'll keep you guys updated if anything changes because the flight keeps getting delayed and delayed and delayed. So we'll see what happens. Hello everybody, I've made it home. It is going on 12:15 a.m. Plane landed at 11:07 in Atlanta. We didn't make the deadhead. Well, we didn't make the earlier flight because there was too many non-revs listed on there. We would have never made it anyways. So had the 2-hour sit in Detroit and basically took our original deadhead. Obviously, I don't like getting home this late. I've said this so many times because in the morning I still have to get up and go take my son to school. And you know what's so crazy is I could have probably filed a grievance for this because at my seniority I should be able to hold what I asked for off, which is not getting off after 3 o'clock. But I don't sweat it when it's just one trip. But if it's something like, oh, I got 2 trips like that, or maybe even 3 trips, then yeah, I'll file a grievance. Sometimes I just don't even bother with the grievance part of it. But if it becomes more than 1 trip or a month where I don't even get that at all, then yeah, I'll go ahead and file a grievance, because to me it'd be worth it. But the 1 trip I can just kind of thug it out, or sometimes used to be able to swap it out, but couldn't find anything to swap it out with without losing credit hours. So, but again, it is what it is. I'm off for, what's today, the 22nd, 3rd, so 4 days I'm off. My birthday's in 2 more days. Today is actually my brother's birthday, so we're 2 days apart, which I don't know how my parents pulled that one off. But I'm off for my birthday and off for another, 4 days, and then I start the end of August. So, as always, hug on the ones that you love. Tell the ones that you love them. Good night.